Welcome, Aquarius, to your April 2021 reading. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If this is the first time you've tuned in, I offer free mini readings for all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover for you, just click the subscribe button and just ask your question in the comments below and I'll get back to you. I get back to everybody who asks a question and subscribes for the first time. So don't worry if I don't get back to you right away. I get back to everybody who subscribes. Now, let's get into your reading. Now, just remember this is a general reading. So take what resonates and let everything else go. Now, right off the bat, I am seeing some synchronicities in your cards. Now, I have been seeing this for a lot of signs this month. So I'm feeling like this could be just overall energy for a lot of people. But you have got 2 9s and you also have 2 4s. No, I digress a little bit here. You have 2 4s, but you've got a 9, and then you've got the Hermit card, which is also a 9. So there's your second 9 there. You've also got 21, which is the World card, and I'm not a numerologist by any stretch of the imagination, so you might want to look this up via a trusted and true numerologist. But 21, you add those up and that becomes 3, and you've also got a 3 of cups. So essentially you've got 2 3s, 2 4s, 2 9s, and you have the royal couple, Aquarius, the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So some quite intense energy there. Fiery energy. So when things like that come through in a reading, I really feel like there are some messages in there. Now, with multiple 9s, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I want to get into the meanings of the cards, but multiple nines talk about extremes in situations. You might succeed doing something absolutely brilliantly, or you might just be so crippled with fear that you can't even move forward to get things done. So it's like 2 ends of the spectrum, which is what 9s talk about. And 4s talk about structure or lack thereof. Because you've got the 9s there, which are 2 extremes, some of you are being really structured and in control, but others are not like that at all. And with the 3s, those that is just such a lovely number. So you're kind of lucky there. With the 3s, these are the cards that represent creativity, growth, and self-expression. So overall, these are some of the messages I feel that are quite significant for you Aquarians in April. But let's get into the actual individual meanings of the cards. Now, the 9 of Wands comes up for you, and this card really is talking about you having all the strength that you actually required within you to get anything done that you need to. And the 9 of Wands is also a card that really is about getting your resources together, and it's almost like you are biding your time in April, waiting for something to come. And you're using self-discipline to do this as well. But the 9 of Wands just has quite a lot of layered meanings as well. And I feel that for some of you, the 9 of Wands is indicating that you really do you've built something up, and for some reason you feel like you are needing to protect what it is you've created. And you've worked really hard to create your dreams, and you might be feeling a little bit unstable or uncomfortable about the safety of what you've created for some reason. Something is making you feel quite insecure there. And you really need to go within to access that inner courage and then turn it outwards to show bravery and determination. And I feel like as long as you believe in yourself, everything's going to be fine in April. Now, you've got the Four of Swords. You've got quite another theme that is coming through for you in April, and this is going within. You have the Four of Swords, the Hermit card as well. Both of these cards do talk about analyzing yourself, going to a quiet place. The Four of Swords in particular is going into that quiet place, going to that place where you can shut the door and be yourself, feel relaxed, and really allow yourself the time to rest and recuperate from some really stressful situations. I feel that not only stressful, but worrying situations. Yeah, that was the correct word. It's like more stressful, more worrying than stress. But I feel that you need to quieten your mind. You are an air sign, so you are very much in your mind. You think a lot, you think about things, you worry about things, and you do have a swirling mind. That is a little bit of your nature. All air signs are like this, but you in particular, Aquarian, even though you are the water bearer, you do have this air sign element that you worry. And it's really time to rest and sort through some stuff that has been worrying you. And you really shouldn't be taking any further action, guys. If you can at all take time to rest and relax in April, you really need to do that. And take care of your mental and your physical health. You know, the Four of Swords is that energy of recovery and meditation. It's a healing respite from your troubles. So if you can get away, if things have been worrying you lately, and with the situation that we are all in with this COVID thing, and money worries and all of that kind of stuff, there are things that really do create troubles. And the Four of Swords talks about that respite from that kind of troubling energy. So if you aren't going away in April, really try and plan to do that, to get away and heal there. Now, the royal couple, the King and the Queen of Wands. Now, this is a general reading, but traditionally the King of Wands for me is an Aries, and the Queen of Wands is a Leo. So you might have some Aries or Leo that are significant in April for you, but you might also be having a Sagittarian in there as well, because that is also another fire sign. Now, the King of Wands is that leader. He is the boss. He or she, I say he because kings are traditionally male figures, but here you see a female on the King of Wands. So this is non-gender specific. When I say he, that's not being specific. So the King of Wands is the boss, and they put a lot of structure, and they bring sort of controlling energy around them. And this can turn negative, but it's a really wonderful thing if you can harness some of the energy of the King of Wands there, because they are able to, they're a really good take charge kind of person. And if you don't have someone like this in your life, what court cards ask you to do is to take on some of these qualities. So this card really wants you to realize that you've got incredible leadership skills, and there are many people who would benefit from your focus and your vision and your ability to get the job done efficiently and effectively, and also to harness a bit of that fiery flair and that the King of Wands does have. But the message that comes along with this card is really it's time to focus on issues that matter and discuss those and to discuss those issues that matter with the people that they matter with, but also to let go of any other distractions that are preventing you from getting to your goals. Things that are not important, things that are worrying and troubling you. Go to that place in the Four of Swords and let all of that stuff go. Now, also, what the King of Wands can also indicate is that there are going to be a lot of people around you in April that are quite friendly, and they can show, they can also show up to really give you some assistance. And if they do, be gracious and accept their assistance, because they are there to help and make your life a little bit easier. So accept that kind of stuff. Now, if this is a person in your life, this is someone that's really charismatic, really charming. They're an inspiring speaker, and they're able to motivate people to do amazing things. And you can almost count on the fact that they are going to be a leader in their chosen field or even in their community at large. You know, they're one of those big personalities, those people who have an inner strength that can essentially just be a leader. And, you know, it's a very wonderful quality and not everybody has it. So if they're in your life, learn from them, because they'll be able to help you quite a bit. Now, this is also somebody who truly loves their family, but they do love a little bit of attention. And if you give them a little bit of attention, things will go a lot more smoothly. But they're quite a lovely, wonderful person, and they love to teach, but they love to learn new things as well. So accept their help if you do have them around you in April. Now, the Queen, she is a beautiful, warm-hearted person as well. But the message that comes along with the Queen is, what are you waiting for? You've got the drive, you've got the determination. Quite often when you have 2 nines, as you do, it's a need for you to move forward, but you're not actually quite ready yet. So you want to move forward. You know that you need to move forward. You've put in some wonderful plans, but you're a little bit hesitant to do so. But with the Queen of Wands, the message is there saying, go for it. There's nothing you can't accomplish. And this card's a real card of creativity and passion, and it's just waiting to be ignited. And you really shouldn't be afraid to put yourself out in the world and just be in the glow of that fiery energy of the Queen. I'm feeling like you really do need to capture some of this energy Aquarius in April. The message of that royal couple is very, very strong. Now, often this card also talks about the ability to balance many aspects of your life, especially your career and your family issues as well. Now, if this is a person that's in your life um, in April, this is someone that can also do that. They're really good at handling more than one job or one problem, and they're really masterful and at multitasking. They're just very good at doing that, and they're also charming and quite friendly, and they've got a lot of friends that swarm around them as well. And her family adores her as well as her friends. And this is someone who's really good at rising through the ranks to become a president of a company or a famous author or, the owner of a successful business. This is that kind of energy. This is a very strong, powerful power couple here. Quite independent. They're quite brilliant. They often like to get their own way, and they have a way of getting their own way as well. But there's also, they are fire. So if your vision actually doesn't quite match theirs, it can be difficult at times. So if this is someone, there could be a few little issues. And if you are meeting this person in a love relationship and you're not on the same wavelength, I would say, if this is something, you're just dating and you're not on the same wavelength, I wouldn't put energy into trying to create a relationship out of this, because it'll only end in tears in the end. If you're on the same wavelength and everything's flowing smoothly, that's a different story. But this particular person can be difficult if you don't agree with them, and you're not on the same wavelength, because they have very strong ideas about what they want and where they're going. Now, the World card, and this is a beautiful card. This is the energy of a successful completion. Now, I feel like for some of you, you might be ending a significant part of your life, and often this does talk about work. So some of you might be resigning or moving on to a new role, but it's that successful completion, and now you are ready to move on to that next project. It's not like an ending. It's like you've really worked hard, and there's quite a lot of it's quite a successful card when you get the World. It talks about moving on to that next level in your career quite a lot of the time, or in your personal life as well. You've reached a certain stage in your personal life where you are ready to move on. You're moving to that next level. And it can also even talk about moving to a new city or a new home. For some people, it's that kind of completion. You've lived in a certain area for long enough. You're moving to a bigger house now. You're selling up. It's not a sadness kind of energy. It's quite an uplifting energy, the World. It's just a card of enlightenment as well. And it's a card of following your own evolution. You're doing things your way. And it's like you have complete clarity. And this is providing you with understanding about where it is you want to go next. So it's quite a good, wonderful energy in that World card. Now, you've got some celebration I see here. So for some of you, that could very well be that you are succeeding in your career. But it's just, the Three of Cups just talks about a lovely time with loved ones, family and friends, excuse me, often this card can talk about engagements or christenings or weddings or the announcement of weddings, that kind of stuff. And it's just some happy times for you in April, some lovely happy times. So enjoy that, because you really do need it, by the sound of the energy that was in that Four of Swords. You need to sort of go in and reflect and have some quiet time to heal. Now, I see the Four of Cups there. Now, this is one of those cards where it can talk about you being a little bit bored. So some of you may very well be a little bit bored in your work situation, and you're not quite appreciating what it is you have as well. So if some of you aren't bored, it could be that you just are kind of in a ho-hum kind of energy. You've got everything you want. You don't want for anything, but you're just feeling a little bit bored. And this is where I feel you can harness that energy of that knight, of the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, that royal couple. I feel that is going to help you overcome any of these feelings of boredom, essentially. Now, your final tarot card, as I previously touched on, was the Hermit. And to me, this is another card of going inside, going internally, questioning yourself, and really analyzing yourself and getting spiritual, meditating. This to me goes hand in hand with that Four of Swords. You are in April, you are really in a position where it would be beneficial for you to be able to go in and really look at your life, yourself, and question things, question your spiritualities, question your thoughts, your ideas, your soul, if you're spiritual at all. It really is a time to, when you get the Hermit card, it's really a time about spiritual stuff, spiritual teachings. And for many of you, this is a time for mentoring as well, or being mentored. Again, the Hermit is right beneath that royal couple. So I'm feeling these are people in your life that are going to be very significant and help you to move on into that new stage of your life, a different level of your life, because you do have that completion of the world in that World card, and it's really time for you to move forward. It's almost like the Hermit can also be a time where you've done enough exploration, inner exploration, and you've gained a lot of insights to share with other people. And this is really a time to share your wisdom with other people. You can mentor people as well. But the major message of the Hermit is that it's a time to pursue some self-discovery, Aquarians, and just quieten your mind and listen to the small voice, that voice that comes from deep within your soul, and listen to what it's telling you. And this card often just talks about getting some really good, wise advice, and really encourages you to take some quiet time to reevaluate your plans. But I definitely feel, Aquarians, that, that power couple, that fire sign there, the King and the Queen, they are very significant for you in April. And your final card is planting seeds. I absolutely love these cards. The imagery is so simple but yet so beautiful. Now, the message or the mantra or the affirmation on this card is seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of my soul. So if you are meditating and you are going within, repeat that to yourself. Seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of my soul. And the meaning of this card is the fertile soil of your soul is ready to receive the seeds that will come to harvest in the years ahead. Get clear on what you desire for yourself and for your future. Timing is vital, and now is your moment to plant spiritual seeds. The universe wants you to know every realized dream once started as an idea that took root. For your projects, ideas, and dreams to come to fruition, you need to first become clear on what your heart truly desires. Then ask yourself, is this really what I want? Believe that miracles can happen. Use this time to plant seeds for your future. Nurture these precious seeds so that they will grow as strong as the mighty oak. Take action in the direction desired of your dreams, but be willing to pull the weeds along the way. It won't be long before you are reaping the bounty of your labor. And that is quite a deep message, Aquarian, and I'm feeling this is just so connected. So in April, you are needing to take some time to rest, relax, quieten your mind, meditate, do some soul searching, and then be ready to burst out with the energy of that power couple, the King and Queen of Wands. So I hope that resonated with you. And if you're interested in crystal jewelry, check out my website at kazana.com.au. There are some crystal pieces there. They're all one-off pieces only, handmade, designed in Australia by an Australian designer, and all of the meanings of the crystal are also there. So thank you very much. I hope I managed to get through with my sinusy nose here. I don't have a cold, it's just my sinuses. So thank you again, and I hope to see you next month. Bye.